Fugitive Red-Eye, and this is another bonus episode of movies you probably never fucking heard of. I'm calling it a bonus episode now because I realized calling it a mini episode last time was wrong, because it's actually not really that much shorter than our actual main episodes. So from now on, any of these ones that have gameplay instead of live action will just be referred to as bonus episodes. This episode is also, again, not about a movie, even though it is movies you probably never fucking heard of. I'll be talking about the South Park unaired pilot, which, if you're unaware, was Cartman Gets an Anal Probe, but it's a different version of it. In this version, Cartman actually had a dad and a sister, and it had about 5 minutes of footage that wasn't in the final product. For instance, Kenny came back to life at the end of the episode, and they're like, "Hey, Kenny, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh, I've been here, I've been fine. What's up with you?" And also, it ends with Bar Brady asking if they'd seen aliens, and then they point to the aliens standing around this dead cow, and they're like, "Yeah, go ask those people, we don't know." And, like I said, Cartman has a dad and a sister sitting down at family dinner in that version. The soundtrack's quite different. It's kind of more like Charlie Brown than South Park, really. Another thing that is pretty interesting is that Cartman farting fire has nothing to do with the anal probe in the original version, and it's actually to do with him farting fire because he ate hot tamales. And the reason because of that is because they wanted to get out of school, so they convinced Chef to give him some super hot tamales so they could go to the nurse's office. And it's the same nurse that's in the Conjoined Fetus Lady episode, except she doesn't have a fetus on her face, and her name isn't the same. I can't remember what her name is in the unaired pilot, but if you remember, her name is Nurse Gollum in the, I think it's Nurse Anderson in the unaired pilot, but in the actual version, or in the actual series, it's Nurse Gollum. But anyway, apart from that, also there's a clip with Pip coming up to them when they're in line waiting for food. That was actually cut out of this episode and put into a different one. Also, they added in any parts that actually showed the anal probe come out, actually were added in post for the TV version of the pilot to help tie it together. They added in about another 3 minutes, so there's quite a difference between the two versions. I couldn't say which one is better because they're both still the same episode and they just have different features. It's nice to see them both, though. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. You can download it from iTunes, at least last time I checked, but the way I got it was I ordered the DVD off eBay. The DVD release was very limited. It only came with a Best Buy exclusive special version of Season 2. I had to order that off eBay in order to get it. It's definitely worth a watch. The DVD itself has the original version of the intro, which is a lot slower and almost kind of creepy in comparison to the final version of the intro. But, yeah, the South Park unaired pilot, definitely worth a watch. It's still Cartman Gets an Anal Probe. A lot of the voices are different, too, because I don't think that they had the female actress. I can't remember which one they had at the time. I believe it was Mary Kay Bergman that they had during Season 1. I don't believe they had her yet, because all these females sounded completely different. If you listen to Cartman's mom, she does not sound like Cartman's mom. Very different. Like, there's quite a few things that you wouldn't think would be so different, but they are. And the reason for that is because Comedy Central wanted it to be shorter to add commercial breaks, because the original version is about 28 minutes, whereas the final product is about 24. They cut out about 10 minutes and added in about 5. So there's actually about 10 minutes that you are not in the original version, give or take. But yeah, that's pretty much all the differences between the two.
10 seconds to arrive, Watcher.
If you actually go back and watch Cartman Gets an Anal Probe, the final version, you can tell parts where they've changed it from being made of papermation to being computer animated because they changed the scenes around. In all, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're a South Park fan. And, of course, thanks for watching. Tune in next time for more Fugitive Red-Eye.